Now I know what you're thinking. Spooky, you reviewed a woman in prison film like 2 weeks ago, and first of all, yes I did. Second of all, that was Emmanuel. This is Japanese, and your boy has a craving for Japanese titties, and Nikkatsu is my dealer. And today, of course, I'm reviewing the most unoriginal titled film I've ever reviewed, I think, Women in Prison. Yep, it tells you exactly what this is. It's a film about women in jail. Who would have thought? And speaking of thoughts... Just like any other Nikkatsu title, this one is really short and the plot is very simple. Don't judge me, I was busy again this week and I wanted a movie I could review in like 5 minutes. We follow Ryoko, who is in a bridal gown and she's very excited because she's about to marry the man of his life. That man is Akao. He's kind of a scumbag and we see that in the first scene because, well, he comes in to his brand new wife and asks her for money for his company, and she pretty much gives him everything she has, and the only thing she really wants is a proper wedding ceremony, to which he says, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. And then they start making the sweet love, and another woman walks in through the door, and that woman is June, who's also fiancéed to Akao. You can see the issue right there. And of course Ryoko sees red and she's not really happy about it, so she takes a pair of scissors and attempts murder on Akao. I just turned into a parrot. Akao! Into Akao, which she ends up being sent in jail because, well, she attempted to kill a man. I don't think I really needed to precise that, but hey, quality is why you're here. Then we get the opening title and we hard cut to our main character, Ryoko, in prison. And she's been in prison for a year and a couple of months. We learn that she's almost out of there. She has about 4 weeks left to stay in jail until she's released. And then the next 20 minutes are just fun and games. By that I mean your typical woman in prison stuff. They do hard work outside, but they have a new boss, he's a prison guard slash boss whenever they work in the fields, and he's a man, so you can guess what the ladies want to do with him. They want to shag him like a 70s carpet. And then we see the ladies in jail during the night, and what do you think they're doing? They're just having the time of their life, rubbing tacos and just eating them out, and suddenly one of the girl finds a cat coming through the window, and I thought to myself, oh, it's gonna be like one of those prison character where, you know, she takes care of the little cute kitten. No, she does what white women do with dogs. She puts some sort of butter on her cooch and lets the cat go wild. Which I almost turned off the movie right there because I wasn't in the mood for that kind of movie. But I'm glad I stuck because the next scene is the ladies in the field working, and one of the character is this older woman they lovingly call Granny. And Granny has a way with acting. She pretends to be sick to get the attention of the male guard so that the ladies can bound him and sexually assault him. Whenever I was done watching this film, I thought to myself, wow, this was strangely wholesome for a Nikkatsu film. You know, there wasn't that much grape. But then I remembered, there is. It's just on a male character, and it's only one time. The rest of the film, as I said, is fairly tame, especially for Nikkatsu, because if you've seen my Woman in a Box review, you know those fuckers get wild. Eventually, they get a new cellmate, yay, new friend, but she's not. It's June, come to jail because she embezzled somebody for 80 million yen. And of course, you can guess that there might be some tension between June and Ryoko, because, well, they were almost married to the same man, and they're kind of both jealous, and they don't really like each other. I mean, makes sense. And you know, they have their little tussle in the bath, because they really needed to be naked while they're fighting, and they have their little problems. And June really wants to see her kid. Akao comes to see her, and she really just wants to touch and feel the kid and him. You know, she loves the guy and she loves her kid. The only issue is Akao asks for more money, which she clearly doesn't have because she had to embezzle 80 million yen for you, dude. Now she's in jail. Do you really expect her to be making the stacks? And during that time, one of the character in the jail is not feeling super well mentally or physically. She starts bleeding from the coochie, and she starts seeing her dead son as a ghost in the field. And she can't take that much pressure, so she commits self-death because it's a Nikkatsu title. Did you really expect eroticism? No. You'll get embezzlement, crimes, sleaze, but very little eroticism. After that, Ryoko kind of has a flash, and she realizes that girls gotta stick together, and it's not June's fault because she knows that Akao is a scumbag, and she wants to get out of jail, even though she's gonna be out of jail in 3 weeks, to go, I guess, take revenge on Akao. It's not really made clear, but I assume she wanted to kill him and at the same time have an excuse because she would have just been in the prison during that time, you know, being sick. And as luck would have appeared, well, June's father dies and she gets to go out of the jail, but she's escorted by a prison woman. Well, a prison guard. Prison woman? They're all prison women. This is women in prison. And when she gets escorted out, her and her brother plan something to, you know, drug the prison escort so that June can go see her loving husband and her dear child. And during that time, well, the girls plan something, Granny does some acting, and well, Ryoko escapes from the prison by climbing on the prison wall while Granny over there pretends that she's trying to escape. I really love Granny. I think she's my favorite character of this entire film because she plays the character of an old woman who truly has no fucks to give so goddamn well. Applauding whoever played Granny. So June finally escapes from the escort and she goes to see Akao, who's sadly, of course, sleeping with another woman. Well, the woman is sleeping in Akao's room while he's just chilling, drinking, you know, having a gay old time, and then he gets surprised because, well, June shows up. He tells her that the kid is at his mother's house, blah blah blah, and that he really wants her. But of course, they're making noises because they're having sex, and the lady comes in the room and starts saying everything about Akao to June. She tells her that he never really loved her, he was just using her for money, and of course, that he killed the fucking kid. Which really came out of nowhere and kind of ruined the wholesome mood we were all having right now. During that time, Ryoko is just vibing in town as a guard pulls up to catch her. But the guard kind of has feelings for her and he wants to bring her back subtly so that she doesn't get punished and she can actually escape in 3 weeks. Not escape, but like go out of jail. She uses her seduction power to go see Akao, and when she comes in, she sees that June has already murdered the other woman, and she already stabbed Akao. Akao begs her for help, but Ryoko knows what's up, and she just lets June finish him off. And they know that they'll get away with it because June is apparently with the escort at her father's house and Ryoko is sick in a prison cell. So, what did I think of Women in Prison? Well, this is your fairly standard Nikkatsu kind of hour-long film with a lot of filth, a lot of sleaze, but so much talent behind the camera. And that's really what I appreciate about these films, but I've talked about that so much in the past that I just want to say my quick thoughts on the film itself. It's your fairly standard Women in Prison film. It doesn't do anything special, but it's still pretty enjoyable. It is no female prisoner Scorpion because this really is really shallow. A film like Female Prisoner Scorpion has a lot to say about the judicial system, and this film, well, they just want TNA and some story in between that. Although the story in between that is really well captured. So to me this isn't a must-watch, but if you're a fan of Nikkatsu or Japanese pink films, you don't want to skip this one, because you don't want to skip any of them because they all have their charms. And no, I'm not just talking about the copious amounts of breasts of the Japanese variety, which I'm a big fan of. I'm really gonna have to delete this channel if I ever become like a teacher or something, because if a student finds this, it's gonna be awkward.